Ever stumble across like one of those old books? You know, the kind that just makes you wonder, what could be hidden inside? Well, today we're doing just that. Cracking open Albert Pike's Morals and Dogma, specifically to take a closer look at the sixth degree of Freemasonry, the intimate secretary. It's like getting a glimpse, a sneak peek even, into an ethical code from centuries ago tucked away in plain sight.
What always fascinates me about this degree is how it goes beyond just the literal idea of the secretary. It's about something bigger, a Mason becoming the guardian of their own truth. It's
Yeah.
like a deep dive into self-mastery.
Okay, I'm hooked already. How does that play out in the text itself?
Well, one of the things that always strikes me about this degree is that emphasis on duty. It's central, and Pike compares it to moral magnetism, acting as a compass, guiding a sailor, say, through those rough seas.
I love that. So vivid. It really captures that unwavering dedication, that strength to stay on course, even when things get tough.
Exactly. It's not just about weathering the storm, it's about having that internal compass to steer your actions no matter what. It's about aligning yourself with a larger principle
hmm
and letting that guide your decisions, even when no one's watching.
So it's not about seeking that external validation, the
You
praise.
got it. The text is crystal clear on that. Pike argues that chasing steam is like chasing the wind, fleeting, unsatisfying.
Yeah.
The true reward, he suggests, comes from within. Doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Recognition doesn't matter.
That feels so relevant right now in the age of social media, where everyone's under pressure to craft this perfect image.
Absolutely. The intimate secretary, it's a challenge. It asks us, are we acting to impress others? Or are we following that inner compass?
Right, staying true to yourself even when there's no one there to see it. But this whole idea of duty, it's not just about us, is it? There's a social element to it too, right? The text mentions responsibility towards others.
Exactly. Pike, he emphasizes how humans are created for the sake of man, meaning we have this responsibility to contribute to the well-being of others, this idea of interconnectedness, right? Serving something bigger than just ourselves. That's huge in Masonic philosophy.
Like the old saying, it takes a village. We're all connected, our actions, they ripple outwards.
And those ripples, they can be incredibly powerful. The text even refers to generosity as a kind of wealth itself. The more you share it, the more it grows.
So it's not about holding on to possessions, but about cultivating that generous spirit.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that real abundance. It comes from giving freely, not expecting anything in return. And that generosity can take so many forms, volunteering your time, offering a kind word, supporting a cause you believe in. Even the smallest things make a difference in building a more compassionate and just world.
It's interesting how that generosity, that idea of a more just world, it ties back to the intimate secretary, right? Being that guardian of inner truth. It's like they go hand in hand.
Yeah, absolutely. Generosity isn't just about material things, is it? It's about that abundance of spirit, willingness to see the best in others, even when they mess up. And that takes inner strength, rising above the pettiness and the conflict.
Which brings us to another big idea in this degree, peace. It comes up a lot, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Pike's really clear about that. Masonry is the realm of peace, he says. Where there's strife, where there's hatred, there can't be masonry.
That's powerful. So it's not just about avoiding conflict, it's actively building that harmony, right?
Exactly. And it starts with the individual Mason, taking responsibility for their part in it. The text talks about how an intimate secretary, they're discreet, they avoid gossip, they focus on the positive.
So like being careful with your words and thoughts, knowing they have power.
Exactly. And this idea of peace, it goes beyond just us, our own interactions. Remember,
Yeah.
we talked about that interconnectedness?
Right.
Pike takes it a step further. So Masons, they have a duty to be peacemakers, on a global scale even.
Wow, so it's not just getting along with your fellow Mason, it's about fostering understanding between nations.
Exactly. He saw Masonry as this great peace society of the world, a force for unity, for understanding, especially in a world that's often divided, driven by conflict. And he doesn't shy away from the tough stuff either, like war. He describes how devastating it is for individuals, families, whole societies.
It really hits home, Peace, it's not just this vague idea, it takes work. Preventing conflict, easing suffering, it's a huge task.
And it starts with each of us, right? The intimate secretary, it's like a blueprint.
Yeah.
Building a more peaceful world from the inside out, changing ourselves first.
So it's about nurturing those qualities within. The duty, the generosity, the compassion, letting them flow outward, affecting how we interact with the world.
Exactly. Recognizing that shared humanity,
Yeah.
even when we disagree. There's this really interesting Masonic ritual, actually. Candidates, they symbolically travel to different countries, experiencing different cultures and beliefs.
Oh, wow. No way. I've never heard of that. What's it all about?
It's symbolic, of course. But it gets at this core Masonic idea,
Mm.
understanding,
Mm.
empathy, even for people who are different from us, building bridges, not walls.
Man, that's so important these days. Everything feels so divided. We need that reminder. We have more in common than not.
Exactly. And that's what's so powerful about these Masonic principles. They last. They go beyond time and culture.
It really makes you think, if a group like the Freemasons, with all their history, can prioritize these things, shouldn't we be doing the same in the 21st century with all its craziness?
I think so. Maybe this deep dive, it can be a starting point, a chance to reflect. How can these principles inspire us to live better lives, not just for ourselves, but for everyone around us? You know, something to think about.
Absolutely. This has been incredible. From a secret code of conduct, we've uncovered these timeless principles: duty, generosity, peace, and the importance of self-transformation. It's mind-blowing how relevant these ideas still are, even after all these years.
It's a testament to their power, isn't it? They
Yeah.
transcend time, they cross cultures. There's something really profound there.
It's been a pleasure exploring this with you. Until next time, keep seeking, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep diving deep.